and nobody can fake his vote, determined by the electronic local recording and then transmission to the central command. So we bought the machines. But the people who don't want elections, good elections, they now left a loophole that you vote with the machines. If they don't work, you go manual. So they disabled the machines. That's how they voted manually. And now I can tell you, so Aronda did his part. The mistake was in the law. The law must be amended. The law must provide that if the machine doesn't work, you suspend the elections. Forget. If you say the machine is not working, but suspend the elections. On that polling station. So, as a consequence of that, I have now got all the evidence that in the last election, NUP cheated by 1 million votes. I have the facts. NUP can take me to court, and the same seven has falsely accused them. But this is what happened, 1 million votes. And I have all the evidence now. So therefore, you can see that Aronda, but Aronda had implemented the project. Only the law was leaving the loophole of saying that if the gadget doesn't work, you go manual. We must remove that now. It must be only electronic voting. So therefore, I want to salute Aronda for doing his part. The rest was not his, it was other people. Now, Aronda was a very disciplined person. I talked about this the other day. And I want to thank the people who organized this remembrance. This is a very good culture. Because when you do this, first of all, you do justice to the people who sacrificed, so that people know what they did. And now we have done justice to General Aronda. But secondly, you also learn. The people who are not there, they benefit. They learn what the one who departed did. It is education for all these young people. But thirdly, it also creates what the Banyankolo call ishazi, a forum where the retired generals, the ones still in service, the young ones, the old ones, you come together once in a while. So I want to congratulate the people who organized this, CDF and the ministry. I want to really to congratulate you, because this is part of building the spirit of oneness. Now, coming to what the bishop was saying and what the other preachers were saying, I want to confirm this, that if you do God's work, God will also do yours. Now, for instance, Aronda died, but he had done his part. But his family is here. It is progressing. And I want to salute my daughter. The name is Linda. I know as Kahoza's daughter. I used to see them when they were small children, when I was going to university. So I want to thank you for bringing up the family. Now, I think on the issue of dying, I would have to harmonize with the bishops. We need to fine-tune our message. You know, I was a very active member of the Scripture Union in the 1960s. But I disagreed with the Scripture Union. In 1965, at Mwiri, we had to say, please, Mugira Mundeka. Because some of their messages, I thought bishops, I thought this matter, I don't know how it was resolved in your church doctrine, because there used to be a very serious debate between what they were calling predestination. Do you remember that? Predestination and individual responsibility. I don't remember the other one. I have not checked with the church recently, so. Even when Mama sometimes is watching these Americans, there are some people there, Margaret and another one. They sort of say, God planned for you this, whatever you do. No, but for them, I think they put it a bit better. They say, God planned well for you. I think that's a bit better. God planned well for you. It is you to spoil your opportunities. There's a lady called Joyce Meyer, and another boy called something. They always talk like that God predestined. I think theirs is a bit all right, because they say, God predestined you for good things. It is you to spoil them. I think this is a bit better. But then, this idea of the predestination, when I go to the barrios, these days I don't go so much to the barrios. When you go there, when we come from the bush, they go there. God has called him. God has called him. God has called him. God has called her. But why does God like to call Africans? Why doesn't he call Japanese? Why should Japanese leave Bishop Onesmo? The Japanese leave what you are talking about. When we came from the bush, God was calling you at 43. Ranga ya mweta. Why does he call these Africans so early? What is the problem? So we put in place some health measures, and you can see now the average life expectancy is now 65. So why is God no longer calling the ones of 45, the ones of this? Now, the Japanese, the life expectancy of Japanese is 79 now. So, this business of, in my struggles, I have seen God's intervention. I have seen it myself. I'll give you one example. In January 1973, we were here, underground, fighting Amin. And we had put our group in the forest in Mayuge. And Valerian Raheru, Martin Mwesiga, and myself were in a car, our Volkswagen 1600, driving from Kampala to join our group in Mayuge Forest, Kitiarera Forest. It was around 7, it was getting a bit dark. We didn't know that Amin had got information about us and had attacked our camp. We didn't know because there was no communication at that time. So I was the one driving. We passed through Jinja, Magamaga. Then at that junction, the new road now, Musita, going to Mayuge, we turned. I was the one driving. Then when we had driven some distance, we found a truck, a lorry parked on our side of the road. But then an army, a lorry which turned out to be army was also coming from the other side. So because we wanted to pass, we stopped. I stopped the car behind the lorry. When the army truck came, instead of continuing, they stopped. They said, "You people, who are you?" We said, we are going somewhere, Karuba, some place. We're going to Karuba. The fellow, I think there were 2 or 3 soldiers. I think they had dropped soldiers and they were coming back, but they were armed. So they thought for a moment as if they wanted to continue, but then one of them got out. So, "You people, get out of the car." Now, Raheru was sitting here. Me, I was the one driving. This fellow was standing on my window now. As I was still opening the door, Raheru shot him from here. Shot him, he fell down. So, "Mama, mama, mama." Then I silenced him with a pistol. Now, the other soldier, maybe 1 or 2, apparently they ran and hid under the vehicle. So after killing this one, we were struggling to turn the lorry, our vehicle, in a squeeze. The other people were hiding below the vehicle. They could have shot us, all of us. So you wonder why you can see here there was something else. Yes, we did our part, but there was a part which was totally out of our control. These fellows just panicked. I think they feared. That's why they didn't shoot, because they had their guns, so why did they not? So I know God, I have seen God intervening in my own thing.